Food for thought. Throw yourself a pity party. I don't care what you're going through, where you've been, who you are. Sometimes you just need a pity party. I don't know how long that will be for you, but sometimes to fully digest bugs, fully understand yourself, fully understand what is going on, sometimes you have to be in the dumps and fully just be in your feels. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with throwing yourself a pity party. Because honestly, this sounds so weird to say, but feel bad for yourself. Sometimes you might just need that for a little to give yourself comfort, because sometimes you might always be the type to always push things to the side and just drive. But sometimes you do have to feel bad for yourself. Sometimes you have to understand what you're going through is hard, and that'll look like many different things for different people. Don't victimize yourself though, but understand yourself and how you're feeling. And sometimes those feelings are bad and sad and angry and all those negative feelings we don't usually want to have, but feel them fully. And sometimes if that means being in a bad mood, taking that, reining it in and fully feeling that bad mood, throwing yourself a pity party, and then cleaning up that party, then that's fine. We are going to have those bad days. We all have bad days. We all have days when some days are worse than others. And that's okay. You don't have to go to the extreme of throwing yourself a pity party, but you don't also have to go to the other extreme where you brush off everything and act like everything's fine. Because sometimes you are at your limit, and you can imagine, imagine yourself as a bottle, okay? And every single thing that you add that is like heavy is a sponge, or we can do a sponge. Weird enough, but yeah, let's add a sponge, okay? Bit by bit, you're a sponge, okay? And so you keep shoving the sponge down into the bottle, yada, yada, yada. And then you put water in it, and it shrinks, and it shrivels. But sometimes that air is going to evaporate, and it's going to puff back up like it was before. That is you when you lose your noodles. I'm trying to think of the word, but it's like when you explode and you are reactionary or you have outbursts. That's kind of like how you are. Is that you need a release. I think something bit me. Sorry. You need a release. And that's hard. And sometimes throwing that pity party is a release, because you fully understand your feelings and you fully validate your feelings. And then you clean yourself up and you remotivate yourself. Because just because you feel bad or feel sad about yourself, that doesn't mean you can't be your own hero as well. You can be your victim, and you can be your own hero who helps the victim, how you help yourself. I saw this TikTok. It was literally just an audio, and it was like, don't wait for someone else to save you. And then the other person was like, so don't wait for pigeons. I don't know how that context came about, but I think maybe like take you away or something, like help you. I don't know. But the point is, don't wait for other people to help you. You should really, there's such an importance of being able to self-regulate And knowing when you're sad and validating those feelings. When you've had a hard day, having a hard day is fine. And validating your emotions, that it's okay. Because that's life. Life is going to be hard. Life is going to have its many downs as it does ups. But when those lows are, or when those downs are low, I guess if you want to call it like that, or those values are low, it's hard to get back up. But you have to really take yourself outside of your situation, because you can let your environment, let your circumstance, your situation envelop yourself. Becomes your all-encompassing identity almost. But you're more than that. You are more than just your situation. And getting out of yourself, or getting out of your own head, is one way to clean up your pity party. Because then you realize, I'm glad I found what I was feeling and I validated it. But now let's move on and motivate myself and yourself and ourselves. Because when you're at that low, it is your choice, 110% your choice, whether you stay in that low for however long you want, or climb, dig, whatever way, transportation, you want to get out of that hole. Oh, there's a little robin. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that's what I heard, like crunching. But maybe he really said bye. But it's a lot easier said than done. It truly, truly is. But at the same time, how badly do you want it? How badly do you want to get out of that hole? Because I think it was Alex Hormoni, I always butcher it, who was like, the pain of staying where I was worse than the potential failure I could experience, or like the feeling of failure. So he basically self-motivated himself out of his pity party after he threw it. Like, I don't know, he's probably not the type of guy to throw pity parties for himself, but that's not you, that's not I. It doesn't matter. If you want to throw a pity party, sure, go for it. If you don't, cool. I'll just throw it. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, after you have your moment, after you collect yourself, whatever you want to do, you gotta pick. Do you stay in that low, or do you try to get out of it? Because how badly do you want either one? And you might not see it right away. You really might not see it right away. But it's your only two options that you have. Either A, stay where you are, or either B, go somewhere, do something new. Because think about it. That's literally all you can do. Because you can't go backwards. You literally can't go backwards. Because going backwards isn't in the sense of literally staying in the same place, because you're not making any progress. But the thing is, sometimes we need to collect ourselves in that moment, and then we can get to that space. So I'm not trying to say push, push, push. What I'm trying to say is, have your moment, have your time, give yourself time, and then dig yourself out of it. Because you are 110% guaranteed every single low that you have, there is a high or a higher area, ground, just following. You just have to be willing to find it, and no one else will find it for you. So save yourself, even if that means focusing on you and doing you. Food for thought.